Hi there, Michael Bovee with DebtBytes. Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about how to screw up your debt settlement. There are some pretty common things that happen when people try and do their own debt negotiation, which we cover at length here on our YouTube channel and on our website. But you can get in your own way. Here are some of those ways. You have unrealistic expectations. In other words, you're reading online or you assume that because a debt collector has your account and you haven't paid it in 2 years, it's not worth the $10,000 that you owe, that you should be able to settle it for $800, for $1,000. The fact is, the vast majority of debts do not settle for pennies on the dollar. The older they get, you have a better shot at getting a better outcome, but certainly not on the order of 8 cents, 10 cents, 12, or even 15 cents on the dollar. Depending on your circumstances, you're not going to be able to settle your debt for less than half of what you owe, and there are certain circumstances where you won't even be able to get that. So it's a little more nuanced than just thinking that, oh, hey man, something's got to be better than nothing after all this time nobody's been paid on this debt. The unrealistic expectations can extend to how you negotiate, into the extent that you think that sending a letter off with an offer is going to get them to respond. Actually, more often than not, sending in a letter to make an offer is the absolute wrong way to do it. You might have an expectation that the debt collector you're going to be speaking with is going to be eager to resolve your debt in one phone call. It's actually a process. It could take many phone calls. In fact, debt settlement or negotiating with a debt collector is sometimes, depending on who you're dealing with, a battle of attrition. You're not going to get to the best outcome until the 6th or 7th call. So unrealistic expectations is one way to get in your own way. Number two is your timing's off. And more often than not, this is early, not late. What I mean by this is that negotiating debt requires you to be late. You have to be late. Trying to reach out to your creditor, say Chase, and say, hey look, I'm not going to pay you next week when I owe you. How about you take less? Isn't going to result in anything other than sorry, no. And you're actually going to have to be really late with your debt. Not just a week, not just a month, not just even sometimes 3 or 4 months. In order to get to the most optimal savings or the best outcome for yourself on a per creditor basis, it's a moving target. But I see more often than not people too early in their efforts. And actually, you can shoot yourself in the foot by being too early. You're telegraphing an intent. And sometimes, not that they're not going to settle with you, but they're not going to settle for as low as they would have otherwise if you hadn't tipped your hand to that's what you're trying to do. The last thing I want to touch on about how you can get in your own way settling debt is that you're not suited for it. There's two parts to this. First off, you're not able to negotiate. And I talk to people about this every day, online, on the phone. You can reach me, by the way, I'm extension 2 at the number on the screen. But sometimes you're a hothead and you have no business on the phone because you're emotional and you're going to lose your cool, and that's not conducive to negotiating a debt. Or you're meek and a little bit pensive and probably not suited to take on what are usually very aggressive and or abrupt debt collectors, right? So those kind of people shouldn't be on the phone with a debt collector, but there's another type of person who's not suited to settle debt. It's that you shouldn't even be doing debt settlement. You don't have any business in that process as a solution to resolve your debt. Again, it's situational, but you should be doing bankruptcy. You should be doing debt consolidation. There's other things that you can look to do to accomplish your financial goals and deal with problem debt other than settlement. Because there's certain ingredients that go into it, like your ability to fund deals as they come in quickly or not. Again, you can reach out to me. We talk about it in the comments too. Give me some more of your situation. So there you have it. Avoid these 3 common mistakes about how to get in your own way, negotiating and settling your debt. See you on the next video.